smells like cow poo and everything, just like a, no he doesn't. He's a good friend of mine. He is rootin', tootin', shooting cowboy. He is the one and only Kyle Shorey. Look at him looking like John Wayne. Sexy old cowboy. Kyle, how are you?
Good.
Man, I tell you, we've been hanging. We went out last night together. We know each other too well.
It's good times.
Yeah, good times. So, man, you are a guy that has. You've done a lot of right things with your business, and I want to get to that. But before we get to that, and get excited about talking about changes that are happening at your place, I want to ask you, what was the first bike you rode? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
The first bike I rode is Suzuki 50.
A Suzuki 50.
My old man just showed up with it in the back of the truck.
All right.
And my brother got a XR80.
Okay.
And we rode that behind the house for a couple of years, and I got the 80, and he moved up. And
do you still have it?
No, I wish. I totally wish. I wish.
You know, it's. I've interviewed a couple of people that say, "Oh yeah, and I still got my first bike," and I'm like, "Man, how do they do that?"
That's way too long ago.
Yeah, it's way too long. So now you started on a 50. A lot of kids do. We were just talking to Roy from Roy's Toys Customs. He started on mini bikes like so many of us do. What was the first street bike you remember riding?
A Ninja 2. I had a 250 Ninja in 84, 85,
250 Ninja. Man, you thought you were the coolest kid on the block.
I was the only kid in my high school with a motorcycle.
Oh man, look at that.
And,
that's pretty sexy for a kid to have.
It was red and white. It was sexy.
Oh yeah.
I was like when I pulled up, I was the coolest guy there.
Absolutely.
Well, at least I thought I was.
Oh, absolutely. Well, everybody else did too, man. You pull up on a motorcycle, you're cool.
Yeah, right.
I mean, hands down. So you're riding that bike, and but you started on obviously a sport bike. How did you begin to transfer into American motorcycles?
Well, that's a bit of a story. I don't know if we got enough time, but it was a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend, and she was into Harleys, and she worked at a bank, and one of her customers came in and said he was selling his Ironhead, his 81 Ironhead Sportster. And I said, well, I like motorcycles, and I don't have one right now, so let's go check it out. So I went and bought it, and I'd never ridden one, didn't really know much about them. And the minute I fired that thing up and got on it, I said, I'll own one of these forever.
Yeah.
I will never not own one of these.
I had an 81 Ironhead myself. Those were great. Those were great. Ironhead Sportsters.
The worst Ironhead to own.
Oh yeah.
As I'm concerned, the worst.
79 was the worst because and nothing fit on anything else. The 79 was the bastard year, but yeah, man, the Ironheads are cool. Now, did you go to school to become a mechanic, or did you just like tinkering on stuff and figure it out?
I've always just tinkered.
Just tinkered on stuff out of necessity and just kind of figuring it out.
Learned as I went.
All right, and so your fab skills, your mechanical skills, all that was just trial by error stuff.
Everything. I went to school for design.
Okay.
So
where'd you do that?
Denver, Metro State in Denver.
Okay. Metro State in Denver. Now, well, that's interesting. You just followed Roy in an interview, and he's from Denver. You went to school there. You both kind of started.
I think I spent more time in the bar at the
school
in the bar in the middle of school than I did really in class. But
now, how long have you had your shop? Your shop is Shadetree Fabrications.
Yeah, we've been in business about 10 years now, I guess. It's I moved around a bit in the Metroplex. Started in downtown Dallas, moved out to South Lake, and now I'm out by the Speedway in Roanoke.
All right, so you're out by the Speedway, third location. You're at an airport there. You're in one of the oldest hangars there at the airport, right?
Yeah.
It's a private airport.
Yeah, I got lots of space.
Yeah, that's nice. Now, you started your shop. What were you doing before you started your shop?
Well, when I moved to, I lived in Colorado for a while. I'm originally from Oregon, but I'm, a small, very, very small town in Oregon, and I lived in Colorado, and I was doing fabrication on four-wheel drive, building bumpers and stuff for four-wheel drives. It's a big thing in Colorado. moved down here and kind of said, well, there's very few things I can do down here. So, and I said, oh, I like bikes. I want to keep working on that. You know, I always built my own stuff, did my own bikes and stuff like that. So I moved into, I kind of went out and looked for some work, but nobody just hires a dude with no background in motorcycles. And I'm not that guy. I don't accept that you're not gonna hire me. So it's a pretty decent little story. I'll try to make it quick, but guys, a lot of people know around here, Rick Fairless. I went into his shop and filled out an application, said I could do some fabrication, and he threw it in the garbage. Literally threw it in the garbage. He told me this later. And I went home into my garage and built a gas tank. And from scratch, never done it before. Built it with a MIG welder. Probably leaked like a sieve. Didn't matter, I wasn't putting it on a bike. Welded it all together. I cut up an old Super Glide, which now a Super Glide gas tank's worth a whole bunch of money. I wish I would have done it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
But so I cut it up and did all the body work, and I had this whole stretched, long, cool, you know, that was the thing back then, stretch the tank, and I walked in and I set it on the counter and I said, I want to talk to Rick Fairless, I want a job. And so his guy went back there and he said, hey, this guy said he filled out an application and he wants to talk to you. Oh, get rid of him. Well, he's got a pretty cool gas tank, you might want to talk to him. All right, well, send him in here. So I walked in, I set it on his desk, and I said, I want a job. And he said, you build that? And I said, yes. He said, when do you want to start?
Oh, that's cool. So you... I'd worked for a little motorcycle shop for about 2 months before that, but I'd never been in the motorcycle industry before that. 3 weeks later, I was on Biker Build Off. Look at that, with Rick Fairless, none less.
So
industry legend.
For Mr. Fairless.
How about that? Well, that's awesome. And you and he are still close. There's no falling out. You just decided you wanted to spread your wings and begin to build some of your own stuff then.
Yeah, about a year later, I moved on and kind of started my own thing, just fabrication, you know, and it's kind of exploded from there.
That's awesome, man. Now, you are one of the guys, I would consider you one of the smarter guys in the custom motorcycle world, because you knew that you couldn't necessarily make all your money just building bikes and selling it. Build a bike and sell it. No. You do parts. What is Shadetree Fabrication really has an impressive parts line. What is your shtick, if you will?
Well, you know, that's the thing I learned really fast, and Rick told me that the day I walked out the door. Is like, you're never going to make a living building bikes. And I love to build bikes, but you can't make a living at it. It's too much work.
Yep.
To make a bike that's, you know, you'd have to make $50,000 on each bike to really make a living. And so I learned from a lot of people, and Russell Mitchell said to me from Exile one day, he said, Kyle, there's the only way to make money in this business is to make parts. So you figure out a line of parts and you go after it. And so I build a line of, soft tails are my thing. They look like you can turn them into an old looking bike. So I build a full custom line of rigid style fenders and seats and gas tanks and handlebars and everything for every single model of soft tail on the market.
You don't have to customize somebody's bike. They can go to your website, buy a soft tail kit for whatever bike if they got a soft tail, and bang, it bolts right on. And
yes, sir.
Easy peasy.
Yes, sir. It's all, you know, you can buy the bundle and just say, you know, that's the bike I want, and I send you all the parts. And truthfully, it's a couple hour job. Later, you have that bike.
That's awesome. So. Before we get out of here, I want to cover one more thing. You're doing some exciting things at Shadetree Fabrication. You are no longer going to be Shadetree Fabrication.
Well, yeah, Shadetree's still gonna be a little bit of a mother company, but we're gonna rebrand a little bit this year to the Speed Foundry of Texas.
Speed Foundry of Texas. Those will make some nice T-shirts.
And we're gonna do a lot of apparel. We're gonna really brand the Texas style and sell some. We're gonna sell pearl snaps. We're gonna sell. We're gonna have a Justin boot line. We're gonna have some stuff like that that's very Texas.
Yeah.
So. Kind of excited about that, and then of course we're gonna do belt buckles, and we're gonna do hats and stuff like that. But
very nice.
And then of course, because I cast a lot, we're gonna do a lot of new cast parts and a higher end line.
Yeah.
A not so Shadetree line. How's that?
There you go. Well, I'm excited to hear about it, and I'm excited to see all the success that brings you. I think it's a great idea, and but you're doing that now. The most exciting news you have, however, is you got a new baby.
Yes, sir.
You got a new baby, 2 months old.
Emerson Kyle.
Emerson Kyle.
She's just a huge bundle of joy.
Cute little baby.
Mama over there.
Mama right there, Deidre. And I am so glad Deidre had the baby, and she went right back to the same size she was before she thought about having the baby. She's one of those women that other women hate after the baby, but she looks great. So, but you guys are an awesome family. Looking forward to seeing all the cool stuff. Now, you got your bikes are back on the far wall by the entrance.
There. I got the Triumph and the.
What year's the Triumph?
It's a '72 Triumph Bonneville, but it's that stainless steel chopper thing, and then I got one of my soft tails up there.
Got a soft tail up there, so get up there and check those out. What are your people choice numbers? You don't know your numbers?
I don't even know my numbers.
Sorry. What is? No. Well, go find a number on it. Beautiful bikes. So go and grab.
Everybody just vote for Moore's bike. That's
Larry Moore. Everybody's goofy over Larry Moore's bike, sure. So.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, I've enjoyed getting to know you over the last several years, and I'm excited to see what all your future brings for you. And looking forward to coming down to your place in April for a big party, right around the Pate swap meet time. And so we'll join you up there at a party at your shop. And man, good on you. Thanks for coming to Progressive School of Rock stage and chit-chatting with us a little bit.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Big hand, Kyle Shorey, folks. Hey, the Progressive School of Rock stage isn't going anywhere because we're not going to tear it all down. It just takes too long. So we're going to just put more stuff on it. Here in a few minutes, we're going to reset. Save rock and roll one song at a time. We got the Austin School of Rock. It's going to come right back up, rock your faces off. So you might want to go by Bell Helmets and grab a full face. These kids are killing it. I cannot wait to see